Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to Red Dead Videos. I'm Mark and I'm here with Patrick.
Call me.
And today we're going to be talking about the trailer, just giving our thoughts and what stood out to us from the trailer. We've watched it quite a few times by this point, and I'm sure you have too. So yeah, the first thing that stuck out to me, or not actually the first thing, but one of the bigger things that stuck out to me was the fact that there's not much desert. They show a lot of they show forests and
a lot of forests, surprisingly.
Yeah.
A lot of places with heavy, a lot of trees.
Yeah,
green
trees.
Grass. And then also just a lot of mountains,
Yeah, basically every shot you're going to be seeing mountains, some and many
In
of
the
them having
distance.
snow on them.
Yeah.
So we thought that was pretty interesting. Just,
There's no single shot that is like your classic sort of desert that you think of when
Yeah,
you think Red Dead
cactuses.
Redemption, yeah.
So, yeah, change in setting, it seems.
Unless they're just
game.
obviously most of the map is going to probably look like what you saw. I'm sure there's like kind of your classic desert somewhere in this map, but the majority of it is going to be greener and also just more forested, I think, and more mountainous, which I'm a fan of, honestly. I think what we saw looks great, so.
Yeah, you kind of think of the Wild West, you think of, deserts, but to be fair, I mean, quite a bit of just the western part of the United States is, forests and mountains and that kind of thing. So I really like it.
Yeah, it seems like we're kind of moving up geographically. Like before, we were kind of like by
southern border.
Yeah, the border of Mexico, and
Yeah.
now we're sort of moving up Midwest. But
so one thing we did notice was that shot of a person with a deer on the back of their horse. It looked like they killed the deer and was hunting, and the horse was carrying the deer back.
Right.
And what was hard to tell if that was an NPC, just like an animation an NPC did, or if that was like actually going to be part of the gameplay.
Yeah, because if it is part of the gameplay, I think that could suggest maybe like some like changes to the whole hunting. Like in Red Dead Redemption, of course, you just like kill a ton of animals and then go around skinning them. But if maybe you had to, like in this new game, actually carry back the game that you killed.
Yeah, had to stay sport on your horse or whatever.
Yeah, instead of just like skinning them all and then
having it in an infinite bag.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool, and just add a whole new element to that.
Yeah, because hunting was one of my favorite things, but then again, it was just kind of like simple, and you just shot.
You didn't even have to do it.
Yeah,
I mean, not like you would have to do it now, but I think it'd be cool if there was more of an emphasis on hunting, and B, just more to do with hunting.
Yeah, I couldn't really think of like a way to make hunting better, like add more animals, but like if they kind of change the whole system, that would be really cool. But who knows? Who knows?
Speculating,
we could be looking,
yeah.
That could just be an animation for an NPC who's in the world. So that was one thing we noticed. Another thing we noticed, there's the shot with the people in a canoe. So obviously, yeah, there's probably boats you can.
Yeah, probably be able to use boats, go in boats. Swimming, I'm not sure. That doesn't really say much for swimming, but obviously you couldn't go in boats in the last Red Dead Redemption, so that's definitely new.
There was like one boat scene.
But you couldn't drive it, right?
You couldn't. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But it wasn't just boats. You could drive whenever you wanted. So.
Well, which we don't know about this, but it seems pretty likely that you would be able to drive these and control them.
Sure, and also it's a canoe, which is a Native American boat, and there happens to be a dream catcher in one of the trees of that shot. So. Maybe that's just hinting at something we'll see. Obviously, a lot of people are hoping Native Americans will play a bigger part in this game.
I think just on that shot, and also the fact that where this new game is sort of taking place, I think it is supposed to, like, we're all assuming that it's taking place earlier, so there would be you could just assume more Native Americans, and also this area is there's a lot more Native Americans in this area than there were sort of down south. So I would say that it's safe to say that we're going to get some Native Americans in this game, which is pretty cool because a lot of people wanted that.
So one of the last shots is those 7 people all masked riding on the horses, and a lot of people have pointed this out already, but one of the people has 2 pistols, so
yeah, in their hands.
Possibly you could dual wield in this game. I'm not sure. Yeah, that could be cool. Trying to think of third person dual.
Yeah, how would that? You would just, I guess, not be able to aim down.
Yeah,
this side. Yeah, like you wouldn't be able to aim in.
Blind fire kind of thing.
Yeah, so that'd be pretty cool. And then the other thing is if you sort of stop right here, and if you look at that person
on the far right.
Yeah, some people are saying that kind of looks like a girl. It's sort of like you can't.
It's hard to tell. The people are saying it looks like a blouse, the way the shirt and like around
sleeves work.
Yeah.
Um,
It's kind of inconclusive for me. I can't really tell.
yeah, but I mean,
You
sure,
never
why
know.
not?
I mean,
It's-
going back to the first image with all the, I think it was 7 people. None of them look to be a girl at all.
But I
So,
mean, it's like, how can you tell, really?
yeah, but none of them really look like a girl to
Like,
me.
no one's dressed up in a dress, but it's
Yeah,
like you can't.
fair enough. But and you would assume those 4 people in the trailer are this. I mean, the
The 7 are the
people.
same, yeah.
Yeah. And so that takes us kind of back to the first image we saw of the 7 people and just who those are. So many people can see. We'll zoom in on these people, but Dutch and Bill, those people.
Those are probably the 3 obvious ones, or not obvious, but it's Dutch, Bill, and John that people keep pointing out. Like,
Yeah, some people say the person in the center looks like John, but also the person on the far left looks a lot like John.
I'd say a
Marston to
lot
me.
more than.
Yeah, and
So people then that led people to think maybe that in the middle is the new player that you're playing as.
yeah, and possibly John Marston. It would be playing as Dutch's gang in John's past, but John Marston would just be a side character, one of the gang
you
members.
wouldn't play as John. You'd play as a new character,
And
which
yeah.
I like that a lot better than you playing as John again.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting way of like keeping the story from Red Dead Redemption, and keeping a character like John Marston, but not
refocusing it.
Yeah, not having to play as him.
And yeah, just actually getting a new character's perspective. Because the number one thing I wanted from the story is a new character.
Yeah.
And a new story. But I mean, it is cool that we can see how everything plays out and still get like a new character.
Yeah. And obviously people are talking about the fact that we're going to be playing as probably a member of a gang, and so what that's going to be like, possibly a lot of missions based around like heists and things like that, which a lot of people are excited for. Possibly multiple playable characters. I would assume they're going to stick with one.
Yeah.
It looks like the guy in the center is the character you're playing as, probably just because he's farther forward than everyone else. But
Right.
so those are just the things we noticed that stood out to us. But definitely tell us what you guys noticed, and obviously we missed a few things here or there. But yeah, what did you think was interesting about the trailer?
Yeah, and also just any sort of feedback. We've been getting a lot of comments, which we really love to read. So we appreciate that, and just any feedback or comments, anything really, just comment below.
Yeah. So that's about it from us. We're Red Dead Videos, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.